Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with, if I could choose only one work by composer X, it would have to be work G. I don't remember last time we did a G, so we might as well do a G. So composer X is Polish composer Karol Szymanowski, a wonderful composer who still hasn't quite come into his own in the concert world of the like classical music, military industrial complex, but he deserves to. And work G is, without question, Violin Concerto number 1, one of the great 20th century violin concerti, and it comes from a very specific period in Szymanowski's career. He had 3. Why do composers always have 3? Actually, sometimes they have more than 3, but it's kind of more convenient to do it that way. Szymanowski's first comperiod, yes, he was a composer, so he had comperiod. And his first comperiod was late romantic, Richard Straussy sort of lush and refulgent. And he was always lush and refulgent. I mean, that was sort of his thing. But it was that kind of stuff. You hear it in the first symphony, which he kind of disavowed, and in his concert overture and some other things like that. It's just lush and yummy and thick and heavy and decadent. And, well, then after that, he sort of took on a kind of Scriabin-esque total chromaticism. It's not total chromaticism in the sense of atonality total chromaticism. It's total chromaticism in the sense of an exotic, yearning, constantly unfulfilled with, tonal anchors here and there, melodies and motives that tell you where you are in the piece and that return to give you a sense of fulfillment. But still, there's this exotic, it's wonderful. It's impossible to describe. It really is. And the Violin Concerto is one of those. It's probably the highest violin concerto ever written. I mean, it's really up there. He tended to write for high-pitched instruments or instruments in their high registers. I mean, violins in the stratosphere. He wrote a bunch of songs, songs of the lovesick Muzhinin and love songs of Hafitz for extremely high soprano, the kind of, Anna Russell said it best, the kind of soprano with a voice that can sing so high it can only be heard by dogs. That kind of writing. And it's very, very personal and extraordinarily effective. And in this violin concerto, it's a one-movement work. There's this just endless cantilena of yearning melody that soars over the orchestra. Oh, gosh, it's so beautiful. It's incredibly beautiful. But then there's a third period. The third period was one where he came under the influence of Polish folk music. I mean, that includes works such as the Symphonie Concertante, the Fourth Symphony, which is a piano and orchestra work that was written for Arthur Rubinstein, or the Ballet Harnasie, which is fabulous, a ballet with choral songs, and also the, the second violin concerto. That's the thing I was thinking of. Now, these pieces are harmonically simpler, much more rhythmic. There's some, pulse-pounding neoclassical rhythmic drive there because the other pieces, the earlier works, are just fluid. They just sort of drool along. It's wonderful drooling, but, it's not firm rhythmic support that you get in these later pieces with their bracing folk inspiration. And so, there are 3 different periods, and he was a master in all 3, one way or another. But I think that the one that gets the most play and the one that is most characteristic of him is that middle period, that mature period. It also includes a lot of his piano music and the Third Symphony, the Song of the Night. Ooh, yeah, really, really hot stuff. So Violin Concerto number 1 is definitely the piece that we have to present to the evil god Cancrozans and say to him, yes, this is a masterpiece. This is wonderful. But if you're planning on destroying everything but one work per composer, bear in mind that Szymanowski had two other periods that are well worth hearing, and you are not going to want to get rid of a Symphonie Concertante written for Arthur Rubinstein, are you? I mean, that's the conundrum, and we want to present it with full force while at the same time doing justice to this marvelous and still largely unacknowledged master. So there you go, Szymanowski Violin Concerto No. 1. Go hear it if you don't know it, and keep on listening while we can. Take care.